Hello and welcome to Kurt's Religion and Politics. I'm Kurt. Just wanted to take the time to talk about a video that I did, not a video, excuse me, but a blog post that I did recently. And the purpose of the blog post was to talk about the idea of civil disobedience. And this is an important subject because one of probably the best, to me, form of protest that a person can perform is the act of, an act of civil disobedience. But the problem is that there are a lot of people out there who seem to think that what that means is just kind of doing what you want when you want without really committing to what you're doing. And the thing about it is this: when you perform an act of civil disobedience, you put yourself and potentially others at risk for consequences of your action. If you go out there and decide you're going to do something or not do something, if it's something you're doing, then it's something you're supposedly not supposed to do, right? Or it's something you really are required or expected to do, and you don't do that thing, then you open yourself up and you open others up potentially for consequences of your actions. And that means that in general, you should try and make it so what you do in terms of civil disobedience to begin with is not dangerous to others, but equally, you really shouldn't be doing things that are acts of civil disobedience where you don't have a really, really strong reason to do them. I've said that for me, among other things, I look at whether or not what I'm doing will make it so that people will see my actions and question what it means, what it looks like to be a Christian, right? Because I count myself a Christian, and I want to be careful that what I do, what I say, is reflective of that belief, because that's really significant in my life. So that is pretty important. The interesting thing is, sometimes civil disobedience doesn't even really have to be about breaking laws, right? You can do things that are matters of civil disobedience where people have expectations of you and you refuse to meet those expectations. And a lot of the time that just doesn't make any sense, right? Much of the time you want to do what people expect of you. That's just how that is. But I have an autistic son, and I've said this before. He's moderately autistic, and what that means, a lot of people aren't aware of this, is my son, I like to do a scale for people. I like to say, this is mild autism. This is severe autism. This is where my son lives. And so what actually ends up being the case is my son lives between two worlds. He lives between the world of autism and the world of, quote, normal people. And the thing is, in order to try and make it easier for him to deal with the world that he has to deal with on a daily basis, I make it my business to do things that will cause that to happen, will make that more possible for him. And some of those things look for all the world like I'm trying to tell people, oh yeah, well, forget you, you know. But the reality is what I'm trying to do is make his life better. But here's the thing. Here's what I'm saying. Whether your act of civil disobedience, if you want to call it that, is about breaking the law, which mostly I advise against unless you have really good reason to do so, or your act of civil disobedience is a matter of straying from cultural norms, is beside the point. What is the point is when you do things that are not what people expect of you, it should be your intent to do those things because it's very important to you, typically because it's a matter of conscience to you that you do those things or don't do them, whichever is the case, right? So this is what's important in my mind. Okay, so I'm coming to the end of my time here, and I'm trying really hard not to go over my time because I know people are busy and have a lot going on. So what I'll do now is wish you a good day and hope things are going well for you. You have a good day, and hopefully you'll get a chance to see my next video. If you get the chance to check out my blog, that's blogs.kpschubert.com. I appreciate that as well. But like I say, have a good day, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.